We're excited to bring you this week's Stocks to Watch discussion around ESG-friendly investments and exploration of critical mineral deposits, specifically lithium and gold. I'm Ashley Berry, and Adam Cegielski, CEO at CDN Maverick Capital Corp, is with us to discuss that very topic. CDN Maverick is trading on the Canadian Securities Exchange as CDN, the OTCQB as AXVEF, and the Frankfurt Exchange as 338B. Adam, it's great to have you with us today.
Thanks, Ashley. It's good to be back.
Yes, certainly is. It's been a while since we've spoken. I'd be interested for you to maybe tell us a little bit more about CDM and, of course, the lithium exploration market today and how that has impacted you.
So, CDN Maverick is a diversified exploration company. We have both investments and early stage exploration projects. We try and diversify our projects into jurisdictions that focus on hard rock lithium most recently. We followed the success that we've seen in Quebec and in James Bay specifically with our acquisition of our projects in James Bay. And we've also sold some of our projects and maintained investments in a few in different projects. So CDN Maverick is both a investment company and an exploration company. And generally, I think we've all seen the markets come off over the last few months. It's been a horrible 3 to 4 months, almost 6 months in the lithium space. Basic lithium carbonate prices have dropped in China and have reached sort of a new low. So again, we're waiting for the markets to respond, and it doesn't really slow us down from our exploration initiatives. And obviously, we continue to be a diversified, holder of various projects. So it's a time for patience for a lot of people, but it's also an opportunity to do a lot of hard work and a lot of positioning, and it's an exciting time in general in the macro battery metal space, and everyone is still very excited about what the future holds for electrification. So, it's interesting times, but it's also exciting times to be positioning and maybe even identifying new opportunities.
Yeah, fantastic. I think it's really important that you mentioned the diversity of your portfolio and your projects, really important. And despite obviously the challenges in the market, you keep going. Your unique exploration company has a very tight share structure and investments to go along with your exploration projects. Perhaps you could elaborate on your unique strategy here.
Yeah, typically companies access capital, deploy that capital, find something, don't find something, continue to raise money. We've been very strategic in getting large district scale projects that we can make early identifications without spending too much money. We're trying to really create, torque for our shareholders. We've only got about 15 million shares outstanding, so incredibly low float. It adds to a little bit of volatility, and the market can move both positively and negatively in that kind of a situation. But we do not have any big project payments. We do not have any big expenditures to worry about. We've completed our summer programs. We're very lean on our financial status. We don't pay big salaries. All the money goes into project acquisition and creating awareness for our shareholders. And in times like these, we're not pressured to finance. We raised money at 80 cents a share. We have no intention or no need to raise any money. We've got, cash on the books. We've got, over $1 million worth of NORAM lithium, which we're very excited about. And we're happy shareholders of NOAA Lithium as well. So again, we have both investments that can be tradable securities in times of necessity. But from our standpoint, we're in a very healthy position. We've got no pressure with big payments or big expenditures. So accessing capital at a time like this could be very destructive to share structure. And that's something that we don't have to worry about. So on the flip side, when the markets get like this, a lot of companies out there have overstaked. They've grabbed a little bit too much for what they could probably finance. And now we're in a position where, we don't need to finance. We can look for creative opportunities and accretive acquisitions that may be distressed. And it's a time to potentially go and add projects to the portfolio. So, we've diversified ourselves by protecting our downside and our dilution. And we're very excited about the exploration upside of our projects as well.
Yeah, lots of information there. Really appreciate you mentioning NORAM Lithium and, of course, NOAA Lithium. I think that's really important. And I'm sure that your shareholders, of course, appreciate the torque that you talked about. Also, let's get a little bit maybe deeper into Maverick's lithium projects in James Bay. You mentioned it earlier. Perhaps you could shed some light on the recent work done on those projects there specifically.
Yeah, I mean, this is a massive, geochemical anomaly in the middle of James Bay. This is right off the highway, so it's easily accessible. We had a little bit of delays in the summer in the work that we were doing because of the forest fires in Quebec, so we got in a little bit later in the season. But we ran an initial reconnaissance over the entire project area. We've done that, with 1 kilometer spacing lines. We had about 10 people out in the field sampling, and we're expecting the results back shortly. So for us, it's 40,000 hectares, over 750 claims, right in the heart of James Bay, and some of the highest geochemical anomalies across all of Quebec. So our team are evaluating the results that we're looking at right now. We expect to get those out to the market here shortly, and we've got other projects that we're looking at that we think we can expand and really build a diversified portfolio in Quebec specifically. So we're excited about Quebec. We still think, Patriot Battery Metals is the leading story there. We've got Sayona going into production. And I think the next few years, we're going to see the market really tested as to if these companies can deliver, if they can deliver spodumene and produce spodumene. This is going to put us into a situation where we're proving the thesis that we can develop and expand on mining opportunities in Quebec, which creates huge opportunities for the early explorers to go and hunt down those deposits and make those big discoveries.
Mm. And you mentioned the 1 kilometer line, if I heard that right. Can you maybe break that down a little bit, sort of in layman's terms, to explain to those that might be interested, obviously, in investing in your company, what exactly that means and the potential for that?
Yeah, what we're doing is we're going through, and a lot of the projects that have been acquired in Quebec are historical anomalies on greenstone belts. We're targeting the granites here. It's a bit of a unique strategy. It's similar to some of the deposits we have. The Rose deposit is a granite-based spodumene deposit, and with that, what we're looking for is basically outcropping of spodumene-bearing rock. We're looking in areas across 40,000 hectares. I mean, that's almost 25 kilometers by 25 kilometers. So what you do is you send, you send your field teams out every 1 kilometer, and they walk those lines horizontally, and they're basically looking every few steps for outcropping pegmatite, taking samples, and if you see these big these big outcrops of pegmatites, that's usually where you're finding this at surface. And sometimes you find sort of geochemical confirmation that says you've got to go in and hunt deeper. So we're looking forward to obviously analyzing these results, understanding what we have, and zoning in. You're trying to go from 40,000 hectares down to maybe a focus area of 5,000 hectares to sort of set up your next field program. So if you're lucky, you make a big spodumene crystal discovery, and your market cap goes to 20, 30, $40 million. And if not, you continue to hunt and continue to prove the thesis. But this is true early stage exploration in areas that have never been explored before for lithium.
Yeah, true, thorough exploration, boots on the ground. Really appreciate you explaining that, Adam. Any other updates or forward guidance perhaps you could offer at this point, and why now is the right time, despite the market? As you said, you have very positive thoughts about what's coming up next. Why this is the right time to consider CDN Maverick as a stock to watch?
Well, I mean, to start with, we're trading probably below the market value of our investments alone. So again, if you look at where we raised money at 80 cents a share. The stock is trading somewhere between 30 and 40 cents a share. So today you can buy shares, it's very difficult to buy large, volume of shares. There's not a whole lot of liquidity. We've got good shareholders that know that we don't need to finance. So for us, I think it's really just aligning with a few new investors and finding investors that understand at a 4 or 5 or 6 million market cap, you've got 10 bagger potential. You've got $40-50 million market cap potential in an early discovery. But you've also got the investments, right? Where we've got, almost 1.7 million shares of NORAM lithium, which, if NORAM has any further success, that story is going to get a lot of new information over the next few months, with regards to the work they're doing. They're doing deeper exploration. And we've seen, what you're getting paid for right now in the market is exploration success. If you pull some good holes, your market cap appreciates. And those investments that we have, both are in companies that are actively exploring, making new discoveries, expanding their resources. So for us, if you want to have a little bit of the upside of those other investments, that creates if one of those companies gets taken out, you're talking, these are resource-based companies. NORAM has over 6 million tons of lithium, which has multi-billion-dollar, value, and is trading at, a 30 or 40 million market cap. So, a story like that gets taken out, and where do you find that kind of tonnage in North America, in the United States, in a good jurisdiction for mining? It's great leverage for our shareholders. So as long as our shareholders have a little bit of patience, these times are opportunistic times to add to your position and pick up some shares that can, we were as high as $2 a share, 6 months ago. So again, a lot of volatility, but a lot of, really exciting upside and some results pending here, which should be exciting.
Listen, love the optimism, obviously, the path forward, the transparency here. Thank you so much. Adam Cegielski, CEO of CDN Maverick Capital Corp. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you so much for these updates. And let's not make it so long next time before we see you again.
You got it. I will be ready and willing, and hopefully have some positive results to share very shortly. Thank you.
Sounds like you will. Best of luck. Thanks, Adam. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.